Well, and let's do this again. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, depending on where in the world you are right now. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another Hotelcast TV episode. If this is your first time here, Hotelcast TV is a webinar series sponsored by Ask Suite, the 2020 and 2021 Best Hotel Chatbot in the World by Hotel Tech Awards. My name is Paula. I'm the content specialist at Ask Suite and I'm the host of today's live show. I'm very lucky. So, yeah, welcome everybody. Let us know where you're watching the show. Tell us your city, your country, your hotel. If you work in a hotel, let us know who you are. Today, we're going to talk about the best Instagram strategies to promote your hotel. And that's a topic that I really, really like. Actually, we were actually talking about Instagram and possible strategies and backstage here. I'm pretty excited about this show. Feel free to ask your question about Instagram for hotels. Don't miss out this opportunity of asking the experts that are here with me. If you have a special question, just grab your opportunity and ask them, and also share with us if you have any strategy that you think it's really good, that's working really well for you and for your business. Before I introduce our guests, I just wanted to share some great news with you guys, which is Ask Suite's official Instagram integration launch. Instagram has finally opened its API to official integration. Yay! That means that hoteliers will be able to manage all Instagram messaging requests within our platform. So hotels can give quick response to potential guests within Instagram messaging. So if you want to improve your sales and customer service through the Instagram and are curious about your solution, you might know that we already integrate with Facebook and WhatsApp. So now very soon will be also integrated with Instagram. If you want to know about more about our solution, just register in the link that we put in the chat right now, and we get in touch with you. And pay attention to this. This is a big plus. The first 100 hotels registered will be awarded with an exclusive Instagram training by Umi Digital. Now I felt like Oprah or Ellen DeGeneres like giving giving awards. So yeah, too bad we don't have Alison here to scream.
Yeah.
But but yeah, just do it if you want to improve your customer service and if you're struggling with the multiple demands. Just register in the link and we will be happy to get in touch with you. Okay, so let me introduce our guests that you can already see on our screen here. And I'm being rude because I'm not saying hello to them. We have two global social media experts here with me. First, we have Regitse Rosenvinge. She is the founder of Room 22 agency, and she's also global top 50 hospitality influencer. Hi, Regitse. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, thanks so much for having me. Pleasure being here.
The pleasure is all mine, Regitse. Can you please just introduce yourself real quickly to our audience and tell us a little bit of what you do?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm the founder. My name is Regitse Rosenvinge. As you just said, I'm the founder of Room 22 Agency, which is a content marketing agency for hotels and hospitality brands. So I basically offer one-to-one coaching sessions and workshops for hoteliers and marketing people on how to stand strong on social media and break through on digital media in general. So that's cool.
Great, and congratulations on being on the list of the top. Now today I'm so fancy because I have two top influencers, so I'm a bit snob today. Our other guest today here is Calvin Tilokee, CEO of at Revpar Media, host of Revenue Hacks, which is a great show, by the way, and USA, as I said, USA top 50 influential leader in hospitality 2021. So, hello, Calvin. How are you, sir, today? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing great. Hello, everybody. As mentioned, that was a wonderful introduction. I appreciate that. I would have never bragged on all that myself. So thank you, Paula, for saying that for me. Really excited to be here. As you mentioned, I'm the CEO of Revpar Media, which is my social media agency, which shows hospitality businesses how to grow on social media and how to tell their story across these channels and properly utilize them as revenue streams. Some of you may know me as Revpar on Instagram, which I've built up a large audience organically. So basically, I show your business how to do that.
Yeah, and I have to tell you, had to be a fan moment here because Calvin knows that I actually follow him because I always laugh. I think memes are the best, really the best. So yeah, he does. I'm dying to know, Calvin, your tips, and so is Regitse because she is like I said, the global top 50 is not everybody that is that. So I'm really
Yeah.
excited about it. People are saying hello to us here. So hello, Todd. Oh, Todd. Hello, Todd from Toronto. Allison. Hello, LA, France. Hello, Brazil. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. Feel free to ask us the questions you might have about the use of Instagram for hotels. The more interactive it is, the better it is for everybody, right? Because then it's not just boring and us blah blah blah. So let's get this started. Let's start with the basics. And before we start talking about the strategy, sorry, before we talk about the strategies, we have to know, why should hotels use Instagram? Of course, this is like the main thing. And I have here three stats that I want to share with you guys. One, it's 1 billion. Instagram has 1 billion monthly active users. Number two, 83% of Instagram users discover new products and service on the platform. And number three, 80% of Instagram users say that the app helps them make buying decisions. So I guess it's pretty clear why hotels should use Instagram in their strategy, in their marketing strategy, as Instagram has a world of possibilities to attract and also to convert guests. But I'm gonna start with you, Regitse. If there are some hoteliers out there, they're still hesitating. Should I go for Instagram or not? They're not really convinced. What are the benefits that you can see of using Instagram in the marketing strategy?
Well, if a hotel is considering using Instagram or not, I would just say one thing: there's absolutely no reason not to. It's still a free platform. You can't miss out on this one. It's impossible. It would be really really sad if you did, at least because there's so many opportunities waiting. All your competitors are most likely on Instagram. The vast majority of your audience is also live on Instagram. They're seeing you on this platform, which, as I said, is still free to use. So definitely go for it. Start building up a good platform. Yeah.
Nice. And what about you, Calvin? What are your thoughts about using Instagram? Of course, you do use for your business, but what should hotels use it to?
Well, I have nothing to say. You stole all my speaking points. I was going to go over all those
I'm
stats.
so
We
sorry.
agree.
So, uh, but no, I mean, you basically hit it on the head. I mean, everybody's on Instagram, right? Everybody's on social media. So why wouldn't you use it? And to what Regitse said, is it's free. There's no reason not to. Where I see the real opportunity for hotels is doing it properly, and coming from a revenue background, and where we're constantly looking at markets and channels and strategies. I just noticed, hotels are just really not utilizing it properly. I know hotels with 18, 20,000 followers, and you can't sell a thing to them because your engagement is less than 1%. Right. So what's the point, from a business standpoint? Why have that channel? Why have 18,000 people on your Instagram page that you can't sell a room to? Right. So we need to start looking at it as a true revenue generating channel. We do things like email marketing. We do all of this stuff with our CRM and looking at the website. You need to start looking at your social media the same way. Look at your Instagram page as a way to attract and retain an audience that will become guests.
Exactly. If I may just pop in there,
Yeah.
I think two keywords come to mind when we speak about hotels and Instagram. It's value and storytelling, right? And if you really tap into these two things, you're going to get a great start. But it really demands that you know your property very well, that you know your unique brand voice. You tap into the whole storytelling setup around your property, and you offer something of genuine value to your audience. So allure them in and keep them engaged while they're on your platform. And that taps into different content formats you can use on the platform. I'll speak more about that later on because it's really important. But yeah, do the groundwork properly, as Calvin said. Like, it really invests some time in doing this properly, and it can be a really good revenue stream for you. Absolutely.
Yeah, and then you both are talking about being a revenue stream, and I think we can discuss a little bit about expected results. And I think one of the reasons maybe some hotels still hesitate to maybe go for it in the Instagram is because they say, "Oh, I don't see results." And the funny thing is also, as Calvin pointed out too, that even the ones that say they have results, they are looking at the wrong thing they should be looking at. So what is actually a good result? It's not about followers, as you guys are saying now. It is much more about engagement. So Calvin, how can hotels, what is your tip for hotels, and how can they measure the results properly on Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, I think you need to determine what results you're looking for, right? Let's look for the right results. We're not just here to get a bunch of followers because anybody can do that. You can just do some paid ads. You'll get people to follow your page, right? That's not what the end game should be. That's not only what the end game should be, right? You really want to focus on your engagement and creating content that people want to be on your page and will want to explore the hotel because you're creating an attraction on Instagram. Um, what what I would talk about, and I could talk about this part all day, is we need to change this mentality of everything needing to be an immediate ROI. Right? You're not going to
Right.
start an Instagram page today and sell out your hotel next week.
I think that's a general problem, right, in the industry. That I
Absolutely.
get many people coming to me, several
Yeah.
clients, like, please grow my page, please make me sell all like the rooms
Right.
in 2 weeks. It's simply impossible. It's a long-term investment. You have to do it
Exactly.
properly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Instagram, social media in general, is a long game. It's a long-term
Yeah.
marketing strategy. It should be something that is part of your arsenal that you're using along with your email marketing, what you're doing on your websites, and all the other marketing that you're doing. This should be part of it. We need, I think the industry in general, when you're talking about tech, and I'm sure you guys, Paula, on your side have seen this as well. The reason we're so behind on tech is because of this short-term mentality. Everything we implement,
Mm.
we need we want this immediate ROI, or we implement some technology as well. How many bodies can we cut now? It needs to stop. We need to change it. And I think here the point we're in, not to get too political about the industry, but with us here in the pandemic, and in some areas starting to come out of it, we have a blank slate now. Okay, we've been forced to reset. We need to change the thinking and change the mindset behind all of these things. um so as far as what you should be looking at is, when you look at it as a long-term strategy to obtain and retain your clients, and guests, retain an audience and turn them into guests, right? This is not something, again, that's going to sell your hotel out in a month.
Yeah, yeah. I think you both said it really, really nicely. Results in social media can be tricky, especially if the other person doesn't understand very well how what it involves, and I don't have this long term side of things.
Mhm.
Like you're pointing out, people want results right away, and results in social media. I don't know if you agree with me. Of course, we all want sales or bookings in case of the hotels. But if you're starting, for example, getting brand awareness is a kind of result that it's really, really good.
Absolutely.
So it's all about what is your goal now, what you're gonna do, the time, and framing this. I think it's missing a lot, not only the hotel industry,
Mhm.
but in general, right? So yeah, so we hear a lot of hoteliers from our side that we work with, that they don't know the results, and then I'm gonna actually add here, and this what you guys think about one strategy that many hotels use. I'm gonna gonna jump a little bit here in the script, but I think it's important. One strategy that it's everybody using, and it's one of the people have more problems actually understanding the results. I think it's using influencer marketing.
Mm.
Yeah.
um, what are your opinion about this kind of strategy, and how should you measure results from this kind of approach?
Um, this whole debate about using influencers, like it never stops. Like people are super confused about it. Brands are super confused about it. Should they, shouldn't they? And I completely get it, because we need more transparency in that industry. Absolutely.
Mhm.
With that being said, working with influencer marketing can be super valuable if you approach it in the right way. I would never, aim for the biggest accounts, just because of the vanity metrics, right? The number of likes, the number of followers. Don't be blinded by that. Instead, go with the micro influencers, who maybe have like 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20,000 followers, who produce valuable content that engages the audience.
Mhm.
Someone who really nailed it on social media, because social media, Instagram, is all about being social, right? That's the point. It's about engaging. And I think if you really sit down and you make a strategy around this influencer thing, it can be really, really valuable for your hotel. But you need to partner up with someone you trust, someone that's authentic, and someone you think can bring you value, and also because their audience resembles the audience you're looking for. So it takes a little bit of groundwork, but it's absolutely worth it doing it right. Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
to add something, Calvin? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's not much to add because she said it all. It comes back to strategy. It comes back to what is your goal, and it's we talked about this on Revenue Hacks this week. This actually came up because of this conversation about, hey, where were the influencers when we needed them when the industry was struggling, and my point was we picked the wrong ones from the beginning. Right, because we didn't look at it the right way. Again, we get enamored with how many followers somebody has, but is it a fit? What's their engagement? Are they really reaching their audience, or do they just have a ton of followers? I gave an example of a hotel I was working at where the GM, I had to spend an hour convincing him this wasn't the right person to give this low of a rate to, because he was a DJ that had over 300,000 followers. I was like, okay, that's cool. If we owned a nightclub, that would be awesome,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
this is a hotel. Just because he has that many followers doesn't make it a fit for us. And it took a while to get past this. Oh, wait, he has so many followers. He has so many followers. Great, but where's the fit for us? What are we going to get? And
Where's the value? Yeah.
right, what's the value for us in doing that? And then you turn around, you give this guy a comp, comp some F&B or whatever for 2 nights, and you get nothing back from that, and you wonder why. That's our fault as the hotel, not his, right? So it's finding the right people, and the last thing I want to say about it is you need to, again, it's a strategy, use them for your benefit. So you don't, if you're a resort hotel and you're going to do well during the summer, July, August, in some parts of here, hotels don't even have to try, you're going to sell out, right? But September, October, when the kids are going back to school, then this is a need period. And develop a rate around your need periods. Develop a package around midweek stays in September, and find an influencer that, say, is blogging about homeschooling, right? Maybe this person is homeschooling their kid. They have 10, 20,000 followers. They have a great blog. That's the person that you want to target for that need period. And that's when you see a mutually beneficial relationship.
And make a contract, if I may just contribute to this part.
Yes.
Get it on paper. Make an agreement exactly what you want from this collaboration, and what the other part gets. I've seen so many times that hotels complaining about, oh, but we didn't get what was promised. It's like easily solved. Just make a contract beforehand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great tip, and it's like basic, but still so many times forgotten. They're gonna just say hello here to India, to Sweden, Montenegro. Hello, everybody. So cool to have everybody from all around the world. Don't be shy and ask your question, and also share your tip. If you have a good tip about Instagram for your hotel, please share with us. When we share, we grow. So don't be shy and write in the chat. Okay, so we are talking a lot, from what I'm hearing from you guys, is that we're talking a lot about you have to have a strategy and not just simply just going for, oh, this one is popular, in case of the influencer, or just start doing random things in your Instagram without a strategy. And when we're talking about specifically on influencer marketing. We're talking about making sense to the audience that you want to reach. And I think that's one of maybe the key things to consider. So Calvin, I'm going to go to you now. Let's say the hoteliers that are watching us say, okay, I'm sold. I was still not 100% on Instagram strategy, but now I'm going to do it. What they should consider before actually start doing things on Instagram?
What you should consider. Well, I mean, outside of the things we've already talked about, again, it's you know, come up with a strategy. What is the purpose here? Look at it as a tool to grow an audience that will eventually become guests of your hotel. That's in a nutshell what it needs to be. There's little, kind of logistical tips. You want to look at your bio, all right? A lot of people don't know that bio is Google searchable, so fill that with keywords for your hotel. You don't need to repeat the name of the hotel in your account name and in the name. Use that as something that can attract a guest, something that when they search your area, that can pop up, and keep changing that. Things where you have maybe local events. We talked backstage. I'm in Austin, Texas now, and there's the Bat Bridge here. If you're a hotel in this area, maybe sometime of the year you want to pop that in your bio. You want to start putting that into your content, right? I just like the example I just mentioned about needing to fill your need period. Summertime in certain areas is going to be a cakewalk for you to sell rooms. You need to start thinking about 3 months from now when you're going to struggle. There's going to be a time period where you want to start feeding those things into your content. Start looking at things to do in your area in the fall, and maybe sometime in middle of August, pop one or two of those in there, throughout the week, so your audience starts to become aware of what you have to offer.
Cool. Regitse, please, if you want to add something about what to consider. I do think personally, before you go for it, I do think that it sounds basic again, but people underestimate it, is to know your target audience. And I'm gonna tell you this because we had a client I don't know, it was last year or something. And this was his hotel, right? That was very romantic. And they attract couples all the time. And that was their target audience. But things started to change, and they didn't realize that they were getting more families than actually couples without kids. And that make a disconnection with their strategy to what exactly people were coming from. And then when they realized that, so sales was starting to decrease, let's say, was not that good. And then they realized that the things were changed, their audience were changed, and they changed the strategy. Then things start again coming back. And I think a lot of hotels have to pass through this now, especially in the pandemic, that they have to reinvent themselves, and they have new target audience, or maybe now they're coming back to the old ones. I don't know, it's a bit crazy all around the world. So I think that's I'm gonna just highlight this importance of knowing who you want to attract. I think that it's just number one rule, and sometimes people don't think about it. Regitze, you want to add something that maybe they should consider before?
Absolutely, and you already mentioned about the audience. You have to know who you're talking to, and for that there is a beautiful feature in the app in Instagram. You can actually click audience in your settings, and then a great page with all sorts of logistics, like facts, will unfold. How many women and how many men are following you, where are they based, and specifically what time of the day are they most active on the app. So plan your content around the times where your audience is most likely to be, like on the app, Sunday evening or Tuesday afternoon, whatever. Plan your content around your audience. So this is a really important feature. Again, it's free, and I think it's a great tool to use. The insights on Instagram, go there, check it out. And I just need to mention something else as well, and that is consistency, right? Consistency is so important. Many people like super enthusiastic about creating an Instagram platform. They put up great pictures, or not. They just put a picture, sorry. And then after 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month, they just kind of lose the interest, and they're like, but I didn't have time to do it properly. And then suddenly, hey, where did that hotel go, right? So again, as Calvin said, make a strategy from day one, follow it, be consistent, post minimum 3 to 4 times a week, and go from there. And if you have to engage someone else to do it, do that, but just be consistent.
Yeah, don't treat it like a gym membership.
No, that's the worst thing you can do.
Well, we do have some questions here regarding actually the influencer marketing. We have two here that Anastasia is asking, influencer or brand ambassadors? She's asking this difference. And also someone from San Antonio saying, is there a best practice or some tips on locating the influencers, brand ambassadors that fit your brand needs? Do you guys have any tips to how to actually know who to go for?
Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So I really feel it depends on what kind of hotel you're operating. If it's a wellness hotel, a spa wellness hotel, maybe go for someone who's passionate about wellness or health. Or if you're a luxury hotel, go for someone who has like a zest for this luxury lifestyle, or it has to sort of fit the profile. And Anastasia's question about what's the difference between brand ambassadors and influencers, I mean, yeah, it's easy to mix the two up. I think influencers come and go, and brand ambassadors tend to stay longer. So a brand ambassador is someone you can engage if you really feel there's a good fit and that the person is loyal, reliable, and will stay on track with what they promise. A brand ambassador is a great idea, but I would be cautious about it a little bit because it is a big engagement. And if a person is going to represent your brand, you really need to trust this person, right? You really need to know, okay, this person will be like, because your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. So it is a big deal to lay it on the hands of someone else. Yeah, I think that's the difference.
Yeah, it can totally. Sorry, Regitse, it can totally backfire sometimes. I've seen some cases that it really backfire.
Oh yeah.
Calvin, any thoughts on you? You
Yeah,
mentioned
no, I mean, I
experience there.
I agree with what's been said. There's a tool. Again, it all starts with knowing who you're trying to get, right? Like knowing your product and who your audience is. I see that's the major issue. Again, it's a lot of times people just let's pop up an Instagram page and see what happens type of thing. You really need to go into it knowing who you're trying to target and when you're trying to target them. So once you know that, a tool I like is called Influencer Marketing Hub. There's an app you can download. You can put in anyone's Instagram handle, and it will give you how many followers they have, what their engagement rate is. They can give you an audience quality score, some of their demographics, what their audience is interested in, and that's where any good influencer, any good brand ambassador will have a media kit. Don't be afraid to ask for that. All right, it goes back to taking it seriously and coming at it with a real strategy. So if someone approaches you, hey, I want to stay at your hotel, ask for a media kit. If they don't have one, then that's not somebody you want to work with. If they're not willing to share their insights, like Regitse was talking about, anybody can go onto their platform, give you how many men, how many women, the breakdown, what cities they're most active in, what their engagement rate is. They can give you this, and if they don't know or not willing to share that, that's not someone you want to work with. So go into it with as a real contract. Take it seriously. But that marketing hub is someone you can check up on people if they don't want to share it, or you may see someone and say, hey, maybe we want to work with this person. Start with something like that, and you can get that information and see if it's a fit for your hotel.
Wow, that's a lot of great tips you both are giving here. I'm going to just read what Roberta said that you guys already said too. It is not only how many followers, but who they are and their engagement, the message this influencer has in the market. It is more complex than just having an influencer. Exactly, Roberta, that's it. And we have here a question from Luis, and that's interesting one. Luis is asking, what is exactly a strategy on Instagram? That's really a good one because yeah, that makes you think. So yeah, guys, what do you
But
consider a strategy?
I'm going to answer that one first. It sounds like you need a consultation, so we're not going to give that out here on the
Yeah.
show. You got to make a call for that one. No, but
Good one.
in all seriousness, it's what we've been talking about. It's knowing your audience, knowing who you're trying to get, and to what Regitse said earlier, you can figure out what time is the best time to post on your platform. That's part of the strategy, right? So if your audience is active on Wednesday at noon, posting Tuesday morning is not going to get you the best results. So that's part of the strategy. That's the way you want to look at things. Don't let's not randomly post. Go into it with a plan.
It's basically, as you say, Calvin, it's making a proper plan and sticking to it. It's really simple, but still most people don't do it. So
Yeah,
that's what it is.
especially the part
No.
sticking to it, right, Richie? Because you were
Yeah.
saying that
Yeah.
you just thought it
Consistency.
well, woohoo, and then like,
Well,
oh no.
from what I see,
Yeah.
the issue is typically one of we staffing. In a sense, we don't hire somebody that's solely responsible for social media and marketing. In many places, some places do, but in many places, this is the issue. What they'll do is find the sales coordinator who they don't think has enough to do, and say, "Hey, why don't you post on our Instagram page?" And they'll post the first couple of weeks consistently. Work gets busy, and it goes off to the side. Or they say, "Oh, who's the youngest person? Yeah, just give it to that. Social media, Instagram.
Who's part
Just
of Gen Z? Who's
Yeah,
part of
yeah,
Gen
yeah.
Z? Right?
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Do we have
Yeah.
anybody here between the age of 18 and 24? Okay, you're the social media person.
It's crazy. And this is actually part of the reason, or this is the main reason why I ended up being a coach for these hotels and hoteliers, because that they can do it themselves, but they need to know how to do it. So I'm basically teaching them that through coaching. So it's definitely, it's time to change this overload of the poor employees in the
Right.
in the hospitality industry. Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to add something. You're talking about to put someone to do something that not even have the expertise, and just because it's young and it's complete, everything's kind of random decided, right? But besides the strategy, I want to just point out one thing. I think it's important also for hotels to consider their own operations and their team staff, as you're saying, and not in terms of who is going to post to have consistency, but also I think what is important, it's can change the game, is to consider Instagram not only a marketing channel, but also that you just post and ghost, but it's also a customer service channel. People today, they use social media to connect with you, not only in your pictures, the comments there, but they DM you, and they we are so used to now to just simply go to the channel we want to stay there. We don't want to have to change, especially if you're talking to a company that's not only with the hotel industry, but we go to Twitter and we want to answer there. We go to talk to a company in Instagram, we want to answer there. So I think that's also important, and I'm going to just bring a fact to support what I'm saying here, because I'm all about data. 54% of customers prefer customer service via social media and SMS, and I'm one of those. Like, honestly, depending on I'm not gonna say to everything. Sometimes I still prefer email, depending on the complexity or whatever. But if we're talking about hotel, the hotel makes these great ads about, I don't know, some package or room, and you're like, you're creating the demand. How you gonna answer this demand? That it's
That's
also so
yeah.
important.
That's a
Yeah,
great point. You're going to go out there and make noise. You better be able to answer the phone.
Oh
When
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. And I actually very specifically told a client 2 weeks ago, you should treat your Instagram, your social media, like it's a concierge service, right?
yeah.
Like, because it sort of is. It's
Right.
replacing the original concierge service these days, and you have to be able to, stick to your times, be online, and answer the questions. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's something we talked about recently too. Is your customer journey. This is where it starts now, right? This is
Yeah.
not the old days where people say, hey, the front desk is the first person to touch the guest,
Mm.
which is was never really true because there's a whole reservations department that people seem to forget about most of the time,
True.
but now it starts even earlier. The minute they find you on social media is when that customer journey begins. And if they have a question, if they're showing up for their anniversary in 6 months, and they leave a comment on your post about that, respond to that. If they DM you, you need to respond to that, because if you don't, their first impression of your hotel now is going to be, service isn't really great. Service is kind of slow,
And they're going somewhere else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they're going to find another hotel,
Yeah.
another hotel on Instagram, because you're not the only one that they
Yeah.
found. And if they respond, they're going to get a better reflection of the service.
Yeah, it is the ugly truth, right? You're not that special anymore. It is
Yeah.
like a Tinder thing for hotels. If you don't answer me, next, and
Right,
it is like, unless it's your already have it is already your habitué or some regular client of yours. If it's a new one, it all starts, I think, with the first contact. And one thing that it's one of my strategy tip here, that it is exactly this, to combine your marketing effort with your customer service effort, because I think they're usually very disconnect. And again, you create a demand, you want to be able to answer it, and to answer it well, it involves two things, I think. And I would love to know your opinions about it. I think a good answer, it is like friendly and a full sentence, not just yeah. Oh, how much is the room? It have to be a little bit more
Yeah.
warm than that, and also have to be fast, because today is, unfortunately, no one waits for anything. So have to be, and it's
Right.
a really big challenge, in my opinion, for hotels, and I see why they're struggling, but they have to consider that. What do you guys think about? You already said a little bit that it is the first. Calvin was saying it is today the first. How you say that? The first touch point, or the
Mhm.
first of the hotel? Yeah, and I think your social media even more. I think it's yeah. You have to pay attention to the customer service that you're providing there, and it can be you two are consultants. I don't know how it is when you're a consultant too. Does it now? It's a genuine question here. When you're a consultant and you help your client, uh, do you also include this? Who's gonna answer the demand, or how it goes when it's a third part agency and stuff like that?
Yeah. Do you want to start with that, Calvin?
I can, yeah, I can if you want. I mean, as far as who does it, I guess it really
Yeah.
depends. At least the way I work, it
Yeah.
depends on the arrangement, right? So I have myself and a team that we can handle comments and DMs if you like. But a lot of these properties have people that just need a little bit of strategy coaching, right? So if you have
Right.
people on property that do your social media, but you're looking to do it, a little bit better, we can come from an approach of, okay, this is how you want to approach it. So it really depends on the individual situation. And going back to the first question about response times and things like that, I had a prospect a few months ago that the hotel company, the entire chain, positioned themselves as tech forward. You don't have to stop by the front desk. You just check in on the app, et cetera, et cetera. So I tested the app, and I just sent a message saying, how much is the room at this property? It took a full day to get a response. And the
Not good
response,
enough.
yeah, that's horrible. Nobody's
Yeah.
waiting a day to get an answer on anything.
Yeah.
There's an old saying with, old trick with sales in the industry. If the business is coming in within 3 months, you have an hour to respond. Any uh, if it's more than 3 months out, you've got 2 hours to respond to that client.
Yeah.
So imagine in something where everything is instant on your phone, you're waiting a full day to get a response from somebody. That's just inexcusable. And then secondly, the response was, call the hotel at this number.
Yeah, exactly. I get a lot
Yeah.
of these too. Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah.
I
Thanks.
think it all comes back to education, right? Like
Yeah.
people need
Right.
to be well informed about why this is super important,
Yeah.
and then they need to train someone to do it or learn the skill, like have the skill themselves. It's a whole mindset thing that we need to change in the industry. And overall, I think in hospitality, marketing for a long time hasn't been playing the most vital, like crucial role, right? Human resources and other departments have been getting the bigger sort of like attention here than marketing, at least. And that just has to change because people are changing, travel habits are changing, trends are changing, and with that also hospitality marketing and where you should be putting your focus in a hotel. So I think it all comes down to educating your staff members and to kind of switching it around and seeing, okay, Instagram is actually really, really valuable for a hotel today, and we need to spend time operating it. So
educating it is key. You're totally right, Regitse. Well, let's talk about then the strategies itself. Now that people are looking for hearing, you already gave some. If you have missed at the beginning or the middle of this show, you can watch the replay because they already gave us a lot of hands-on tips here that they're really good. But if you could have at least 2 or 3 top strategies, Calvin, in Instagram for hotels, what would be your top 3? And then it can include, just to be clear to everybody, it can be included because reels, stories, all the features that Instagram.
Whoa, don't give away all my answers.
That's my answers too.
Oh my God.
You said it.
Sorry. No, I'm just mentioning, and then you guys.
It's all good.
No, you're just busting your chops. No, well, reels would be one. Okay, reels right now are really hot. It's a great way to start growing an audience. They have because it's new for Instagram. They're pushing them out a lot more. So more of your audience will see it, and it's a great way to grow your audience. But it's specifically to the hotel industry. I always tell people, showcase your team. We forget that this is a people business, right? People buy from other people, right? So, and the benefits are twofold. One thing, an example I've been bringing up a lot recently is I drive by a convention center every so often in LA, and they have a huge billboard outside that says, congratulations to manager of the quarter. And the name's up in lights and it's got confetti, and all this stuff. And it's like, why don't we do that in hotels? We pick an employee of the month every month. We pick a leader of the quarter. And this is an opportunity to go on your social media and highlight that person. And number one, it gives your audience someone to connect with, someone to look for when they come to the property. What if you have a dynamic, front desk agent, and that's the person that checks them in when they get there? That's an immediate connection you have. And now you've given that associate their 15 minutes of Insta fame. That's recognition. Yeah. They feel happy, but more importantly, you're starting to create that bond. The mistake I see too many times is we constantly are putting pictures of the room on our Instagram, which in the beginning, sure, you that's important. Maybe you want to put that in your highlights and have each room type there that people can refer to, but they can get all that on your website. Right. Social media needs to be more authentic. And it's the similar type of mindset behind TripAdvisor. People go to TripAdvisor, and the reason that's so popular is because they want to get the quote unquote real story from other people like them. You now have an opportunity to control that narrative on your social media by being more present, by being authentic and responding and showing a more real behind the scenes. There's no reason why you can't do a quick tour of your hotel and a sped up video from front desk to your room, right? That's not the website. They're going to see what it looks like in real time. They know you can't alter that too much. They know your pictures of your room are photoshopped, right? And airbrush and all that, and it's supposed to be. Yeah. But social media uses your opportunity to take a different angle and show more of a real behind the scenes kind of touch of your hotel.
Oh, I love that tip. And I have to say, once I heard that, I was talking to Atelier, and you probably will disagree. I disagree too. He said, oh, but then, yeah, but it is. He said, oh, it will take out the magic. No, you're going to give you the person, a face of business, So I love that.
Real quick, and I'll pass the mic. That reminds me of Chris Rock. He has a famous quote about dating. And he says, when you meet somebody, you're not meeting them. You're meeting their representative.
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At least
Right?
for the first 9
Yeah.
months or so.
Exactly.
Yeah,
After a while, you
that's
start to
good.
see the real person. Okay,
Yeah,
so your website is your
good one.
representative. Your
Yeah.
social
Mhm.
media should show a little bit more, so that way they can get a feel for who you really are.
That's the real deal. And people
That's
get scared off. Yeah.
love that. Love that. Regitse, your top strategy, top two.
Oh yeah. I think we already talked a lot about the different things. Content formats is one of my pet peeves here. I think embrace as many content formats as you can on Instagram. And when I say content formats, I mean lives, reels, IGTV, guides. There's so many different opportunities you have to showcase your property, showcase your employees. What are you up to on a day-to-day basis? What's on your menu? Are you using local produce, supporting the local environment, all these things. So live, as you said, Calvin, is a great feature. I've seen many hotels actually embracing live during the pandemic and in the wake of the pandemic. You can there are no limits to what you can do. You can do like live cooking classes, right, and live bartending classes.
Yeah.
If you're a spa and wellness hotel, tap into this whole live meditation, live yoga classes. It really engages people and it gives them an insight to your property. It gives a face to your property. So guides, if I may just round it off with the guides, is one of my favorite features because it's sort of like publishing a mini ebook inside, I think, inside Instagram. You can have guides on all sorts of things, highlighting the best things to do in your neighborhood. If you're a chain, you can highlight the different hotels within the chain. So yeah, play around with it, and it takes time. Of course, you don't do it with one eye on a Sunday night. But yeah, engage in the different formats and be consistent. Play around with live. It's a great feature. Yeah.
Do you guys think that this is one question that we hear from our clients? We have clients, they're like luxurious and independent hostels, you know. Do you think social media it is allowed to be fun and casual to any type of hotels, or should you be more careful because of your brand?
It
Let's
needs
say,
to fit
Yeah.
with your brand.
yeah,
It needs
Yes.
to fit with your brand. Yeah, I mean,
Do that.
if you're a Ritz Carlton, you probably don't want to do a lot of TikTok style reels.
Not yet.
Uh, Not
No.
yet, right? I mean, again, I mean, honestly, I think as part of the creativity, there's probably ways to do those, but still, the content needs to match your brand and match who you're trying to reach. If your demographic is someone who is more looking for white glove type service, that's what you need to put out there on your page. You can still use all of those different content methods that Regitse mentioned, but you're going to do them in a way that's going to look different to a resort hotel where you're at the beach, right? That's going to look and feel different.
There is actually one example. I just need to bring it here. There's a big hotel in Switzerland, a very, very old, famous luxury hotel in Zurich called Beau Lac. And they're really getting a hold of their Insta game recently, right? They're like TikToking and also on Instagram, they're showing different features and the staff is jumping around and dancing. And I'm like, whoa. So that's really impressive to see that they're really in the bandwagon and they're embracing these new formats. So
Mm-hmm.
that's actually tapping into the brand of Beau Lac, which is 150 years old, but it also showcases a different side, like moving into the future, what can we expect from this hotel chain? Because you have to reinvent yourself a little bit moving out of the pandemic as well. So there are ways to do it, but always be elegant. Elegance is important. Yeah.
cool. And another strategy that a lot of people and a lot of hotels use, and I would like to know your opinions about it. It is use and generate content or reposting from your guests. Do you guys have any tips, or do you have any experience with your clients of a good way to promote more of this, or to engage guests to do that work for you, let's say? um,
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Again, that's kind of that TripAdvisor effect, right? This is why people want to hear from people they relate to, and that's why, TripAdvisor is as big a part of the industry as it is. So this is your opportunity to take control of that narrative and create a hashtag where when people use a unique hashtag for your hotel and share a picture, you can repost some of those pictures, and maybe create a highlight story with those. Hear from our guests or something like that. But I think, again, depending on the brand and what type of image you're trying to project, it certainly should be something you consider.
Nice. Yeah, I love the hashtag thing, Calvin, and I think I do like. I don't think hashtags are used in general. Then I think maybe Regitse can add to this. I don't know if they use Instagram in the hashtags in Instagram in the right way, or they know the potential of hashtags.
No, no, no. I think most people, like most hotels at least, they don't realize the power of the hashtag, right? And it's another strategy, right? You have to look into it and don't use the biggest hashtags out there because they have like maybe 5 million pictures attached to them, and that you're never going to be found under that. So research your hashtags before you use them. Also about making some Instagrammable spaces in your hotel, in your lobby. You can make it obvious for people to take photos, right? Make it fun for people to take photos and share them. So there are many things you can actually do in order to make people share stuff from your hotel. Absolutely.
There are ways, like you're saying, ways that are more indirectly, not just can you please take a picture of us and tag it. That's not
Of
the
course.
case, of course. Yeah. So there are some more questions here, people. We are heading to the end, so if you have questions, take the opportunity and ask. It's for Calvin, actually. Jody is asking here. Calvin, can you repeat the response times you mentioned before when you were talking about response times there,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah, so I believe it was, if the piece of business is coming into your hotel within 3 months, you have 1 hour to respond to that lead. If it's 3 months or more, you had 2 hours.
Nice.
Anything more than 2 hours, they found another hotel.
And I'm pretty sure, I think it was research from HubSpot that it says that 32% of Americans expect a response within 30 minutes in social media.
Yeah, I
30
think that's
minutes,
fair.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it have to be fast. And then Kim here is asking also about the influencer that we were talking before. I think Regitse said some answered this, but let's repeat it. What are some ways you can track and measure ROI from an influencer you hired? Regitse, you mentioned that making a contract is
Hmm.
essential, right? So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this influencer has, they have to live up to their responsibility, right? What they promise, they have to deliver. It's so difficult still to measure the outcome. You can always see, and as I said, the vanity metrics, how many likes, how many comments. So if they're doing their job properly and they're putting out 4 posts and 10 stories, what do I know, something like that, that's all they can do. They have to do what they promised, and then you can see how much engagement is attached to what they do. I think that's the safest way. And if it works out well, you can also see how many bookings are coming in from this particular influencer, right? So, for example, you can ask the influencer. You can share a code with your name, and then their followers can book a stay using that code, and then you can see, okay, how much did I actually generate with this particular code? That's an idea to do it.
Mhm.
nice. We are really heading to the end right now, guys. I just want to say hello to Luis Gustavo that is saying hello here. Hello, Luis Gustavo. We cover a lot of tips during the show. Does it have anyone that we are missing that you guys would like to finish, to wrap it up with one best top strategy on Instagram that hotels should pay attention to?
Oh, we just
Yeah.
no,
Well,
no,
I
we
don't
just got
know.
another we just got another question that popped up, which I think may help.
Oh
That's all.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. It
Cool.
does. We do have Calvin was faster than me. You have a better response time, Calvin, than I.
I do this regularly.
Yeah, I need some practice. I need some training. So Jody's asking here with regards to hashtags. You mentioned. Sorry, I can read it. 5M would be too large. Okay. What
Yeah.
is an idea range for hotels to be found?
Yeah, it's a really, really good question, Jody. And there is no like one giant big answer for this question, but I think anything within the range of 10 and 50,000 is manageable. When you get up into the 100,000s, millions, don't go there because you will never be found, right? So the thousands and 5,000s is very, very small number as well. But anything between 10 and 50, I know it's those are like, it's a big variety of numbers, but that gives you an idea of how it could be, right? It also depends. Are you a small boutique hotel in Louisiana, right? Then you should probably tap into the local tourism of Louisiana by using hashtags that's relevant to Louisiana and tourism in that area. So do your research, and yeah, I think quality over quantity here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no point putting one hashtag that it's so wide and then you're never
No,
going to
Yeah.
be found. So to
exactly.
totally understand your point. Well, guys, it is time to start saying goodbye. I would want to first thank to everybody that watching us. Thank to our guests. Thank you so much, Calvin. I know you are on a vacation. You are experiencing a hotel right
Oh,
now.
nice.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, I'm not in the shower. This is a curtain
He's like,
in a
what?
hotel room. I thought it kind of looked like a shower curtain.
You're very relaxed, Calvin.
Yeah. Calvin experienced in hotels, baths, and showers. Apparently, I don't know.
Yeah. The adventures of Calvin. That's awesome.
But thank you so much, Calvin. How can people reach out to you and maybe continue this conversation or follow your work? That it's also so cool, and I follow it. So, how can people reach out to you?
Thank you. Well, you feel free to follow me and find me and connect on LinkedIn, Calvin Tilokee. You can see me on Revpar Media on Instagram, and if you like hotel jokes, Revparblums on Instagram.
Nice.
Love it.
That's so good. Regitse, thank you so much. Tack så mycket, Regitse, for being here.
You're very welcome.
You do have. I have to say, I did learn a lot of hands-on tips from you. So it was quite amazing to have you here. And how
Thank
can
you.
people in the audience can reach out to you as well?
Yeah, so I'm very active on LinkedIn. You can find me under my name, Regitse Rosenvinge, on LinkedIn. I also have my agency, Room 22 agency there, and on Instagram at Regitse Rosenvinge and at Room 22 agency.
Well, thank you, guys. And before we end, I just want to remind you all that we are having this Instagram new announcement that they finally had opened their API. So Ask Suite will be soon integrated to Instagram. So if you want to improve your sales and customer service through Instagram and are curious about our solution, just register in the link that is in the chat right now and get in touch, and we'll get in touch with you. And don't forget that the first 100 hotels register will be awarded with an exclusive Instagram training by Yumi Digital. Thank you so much, everybody. It was a pleasure and so much fun. I knew it would be fun. Thank you so much, and I see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Ciao.